on Radio Cardiff.
Hanji dosto, and that was your main man right there, 4G with Whatever. Excellent track. And I've got my main man Jeet Chahil in the studio with me as well. Jeet, how you doing, bro? You okay?
Not bad, Harry. Not bad. Good evening to all the Cardiff listeners out there.
We're going worldwide, Jeet. We're going worldwide. You know that? I told you.
Is it worldwide?
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Yeah. Well, good evening to the whole world. Yeah.
Okay. How was your journey down here?
It was good. It was good. You know, we know it's quite a bit away from where we are, but we got here early. We chilled out around the Cardiff Bay.
Yeah. Excellent.
Had a bit of food and you know, just took it easy, really.
Just chilled out, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit about you already, but for those people listening who maybe don't know anything about you, can you just introduce yourself and tell us just a little bit about yourself, please?
Do you want me to describe how tall I am?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
No.
Alias memories, everything.
Yeah. My name's Jeet Chahil. I'm basically just a Punjabi guy who loves Bhangra music. Yeah, and since I was really little, yeah, okay. and you know what, I'm just talking musically now, yeah, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just launching my solo career as a musician, well, as a singer,
okay,
Bhangra singer, and it's taken me a long time to do it, but I was originally part of DCS, okay, yeah, for 7 years, so I was back in Shin for 7 years. Then I took a little bit of a break from the Bhangra scene. And a couple of years back decided to come back into it. Okay. I don't think it ever leaves you. Okay. Yeah. And here I am, you know, this is my 5th single I've just released in the last 14 months. And you know, we're trying to sort of better the releases each time we go on, and we're trying to find our own style and experiment with different styles. Okay. Yeah, and it seems to be working, to be honest with you. And you know, I've just generally got a passion for it. Okay. That's just me on a personal level. I'm just a nice, happy-go-lucky guy, yeah. You know, chill out, you know, just do the normal things what normal people would do, you know.
No problem. Okay. Yeah. And you said that you've always been into Bhangra music. I mean, what kind of music were you listening to when you were growing up then?
I was listening to all the bands, you know, back in the day in the UK. That's what I grew up with. That's where my influences come from. Okay. You know, the first, I think the record that I ever bought, or I was with my dad, was what was it? Dance with a Lap. Okay. Lakapata Pabieni Pabi. Okay. You know, those tracks back in the day. And then from there it was a progression to, you know, like Hida came on the scene. Obviously Pachungi was there, but Pachungi was more a case of the older generation, they appreciated them. Okay. Because they were like the pioneers, as such. Mm-hmm. But we grew up with the bands like Alap, Hida, then Apna Sangeet came on board. Then you had your DCSs, your Pardesis, Sahotas, all these bands started to crop up. And we used to look at these bands and you know, me and my mates and think, especially me, I want to have a band like that one day. Yeah. And
me too.
And when DCS released 1, 2, 3 Go, Apna Sangeet released Mera Yaar. Mm-hmm. I went to I used to buy my tracks for tapes from Leicester Barnhouse, yeah, back in Leicester, right, on East Park Road. And the guy, back in the day, you used to walk into the shop, and they'd put the tapes on the top of the glass counter, and you'd just wink at the guy and say, and he put 1, 2, 3 Go on, and when that track came on, me and my mates were like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, well, this is just awesome. And then he put Mera Yaar on, and I bought both of them, and ever since then I said, I'm going to join this band one day. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure. And to be honest with you, I just persevered and persisted, and I got there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right? And those were my influences in a nutshell. If I'm honest with you, it's the UK bands, the UK Bhangra musicians, you know, from the 80s and the 90s.
Definitely. I can remember growing up listening to the bands, and it was to watch them live as well was just such an experience as well.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember seeing a LARP for the first time in Leicester, De Montfort Hall, and De Montfort Hall's got a massive stage, right? And there's like these 12 musicians just lined up along, you know. And I think I've said this before on the radio. They back in the day, they used to introduce the musicians. Generally used to introduce the musicians, and the keyboard player, yeah. You know, he did his little thing on the keyboard, and he got his corny and pressed one of the keys like that. We're like, wow, oh my God, did you see what he just did? That's bad. Yeah, things like that, you know. And you know, you look at those bands, and they give you the sort of urge and the motivation to go out there, and that's why we did it. Then we just started. We just started our own little band.
Okay, no worries. Well, we'll go into a bit more detail when you were back in with Shin as well in just a little while. We'll play a couple of tracks. This next track I'm going to play for you is by Desi, and the track itself is called Nachna Ondani. What about Bhangra? Can you do Bhangra dancing?
Okay-ish.
Okay,
yeah, I don't mind Bhangra dancing. I think if I had to do it like on a professional level, it's like the next track that we're working on is going to involve a bit of dancing in it. Okay. Without giving too much away, I've got to take lessons for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sikhna paina. Bonda Bhangra to paile de biyah shadiyan te.
I can show you a couple of moves now in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for this? Okay, we'll get you live on a cam to do this as well. Then, all right?
No problem. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Okay then, party people, keep it locked right here. You're tuned into the Desi Beats right here on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
Desi Beats on Radio Cardiff, 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 Cardiff.
Hanji doston, and that was Desi smashing it each and every time with Nachna Ondani. Jeet, how you doing, bruv? You right?
Yeah, cool man, not bad.
Yeah?
Not bad.
Can you play any musical instrument yourself?
I played the harmonium on a bass. I'm still learning, yeah? But I use the harmonium more for my riyaz and my scale exercises.
Okay.
Yeah, which, as you know, is important for vocal training.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so that's what I use it for. But no, not really. I've never really gone into sort of... Maybe I will do. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I play... The harmonium is slowly, gradually getting to a stage where sooner or later... I mean, I can do like maybe... a chorus and a verse of something here or there if I practice it, yeah. Okay. But I'm getting more and more confident on it. Okay. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the best budget player in the world, but I use it for the most important thing, which is to keep my vocals toned up.
That's it, to keep yourself in check, really.
Yeah. And I learned from my Ustad, Nicholson of Darbji in Bedford, so yeah. So I'm learning off him at the moment.
Okay, and how old were you when you first even approached the budget to have a go on it then?
About 7.
About 7?
7 years old, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Excellent.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's okay. It's all good memories, man.
Okay, and we were just having a quick chat during the track was playing, and you've got about, how many songs did you say, 4 or 5 tracks out now?
5, yeah. My track that's just been released, Game Sadadi, is my 5th track.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously 4 before that, and that's all within, 14 months? 14 months, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I remember the first time I heard Gulabi Suit, that one, I just love that track. It definitely smashed it. And even with Game Sadari, which we will be playing in just a little while, not just yet. Even when I heard the intro to that, the dole and the dolky in it, 100 miles an hour, and the music before your vocals even came in, it had me dancing, to be honest with you. And when I heard the lyrics, ain't nobody going to be sitting down. They're all going to be on the dance floor. I definitely got that feeling as well.
That's good to hear, man. That's what the song's about. It's about getting people to listen to the beat, the vocals, the lyrics. I think once you've got the listener hooked on all those 3 or 4 elements, you've done your job, what you set out to do.
Most definitely. Okay. And who would you say is your inspiration when you're putting music together yourself, or when you're sitting down to produce another track?
My favourite producer is Dr. Zeus.
Okay.
Yeah. Hence why I went to him first when I released Dance, featuring Dr. Zeus, because I always said I would work with him. Yeah. If I ever released anything. Vocally, it's always got to be Shin. Because I spent so much time with him on stage, and just looking up at him and just and just wishing someday I'll be able to do something like that. And you know what? But inspiration comes from a lot of different sources. I mean, there's always new music being released. I mean, like for example, what Cubs Matharu has done on this track for me. I'll say that was an inspiration because at one stage I felt I needed to re-sing my vocal again just to match his music, and I went in and did that, and that's how much of an impact he had on me. On the music did. So I think the main inspiration comes from the well-established artists, and going back to the old artists, but there's always new people coming in as well, which you think, yeah man, he's doing all right. Yeah.
Okay. And you also mentioned about your next project, your next track that you're working on, that you had to learn some Bhangra moves for it. Can you tell us a bit more about the track? Can you tell us who's producing it? Or?
No, not at this moment, because it's really in the early stages.
Okay.
We're working on 1 or 2 collaborations as well. Yeah, for this year. So, I think Game Sadadi is such a fresh track at the moment for us to start really talking about anything new that's coming up. But even though you've got to start planning for future projects,
okay,
yeah. But keep your ears open.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
definitely.
Sure we'll be in touch. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be on the promo list from PR for that one anyway. So. Okay. And with regards to collaborations, you mentioned, can you tell us who you're going to be collaborating with?
No, we've not. Yeah, we've not confirmed
no?
yet.
Okay.
That's the thing. We've not confirmed it.
Okay.
We're just in talking about it stages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you could do a collaboration with anybody that you wanted to,
no, I knew you were going to ask me this.
Who would it be then?
Yeah, you know, you're such a good salesman.
Yeah.
Who would I do a collaboration with? God, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what. I'll put it out there. If you had a choice of doing a collaboration with anyone, even if they're dead, who would it be?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, he's a really, really fantastic vocalist, right? I mean, you know, now you mentioned that, you know, someone who's dead. I mean, one of the legends really was Jeet Bindrakia. If I had a chance to do but that's from the India, from the Punjab, from the subcontinent. So because I used to sing one or two of his songs, I used to sing Dupatta Tera Satarangla live with DCS on stage, you know, so because Shin asked me to choose what tracks I wanted to do.
Okay.
In this country, singer-wise, I don't know. From a producer point of view, I'd like to work with Dr. Zeus again. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
But he's just on a different level at the moment. He's, you know, fair play to the guy. He's done really well, and he's busy. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, he's a very busy man.
He's very busy. Yeah, and you know what? And hopefully, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to sort of get something going with him again if we can. But whether it happens this year or not, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about in terms of vocalist? If you could choose a vocalist, maybe male or female. Is there anybody that you would like to work with?
No, it's a tough one, man. A vocalist, I've not really thought about that one yet.
No?
No.
Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to that question.
Yeah, we'll come back to let me think about it for about 10 minutes or so, yeah?
No worries. Come on, we'll play some more music and we'll come back in a bit then, okay? Then you keep it locked right here. You're listening to Desi Beats, and this next track I'm going to fire off for you. Big shouts going on to my main man, Tindy, and also the singer featured is Jaswinder Dagmania, featuring DJ Rix as well. Keep it locked right here. It's Desi Beats.
Desi Beats on Radio Cardiff.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਦੋਸਤੋ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਢਗਾਮੀ ਆ। ਆਪਣੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਵੀਰ ਟਿੰਡੀ ਤੇ ਰਿਕਸ ਲਈ ਗੀਤ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਜਰਾ ਖਿੱਚ ਕੇ ਢੋਲੀਆ।
And Janja, though, so big shouts going out to Tindy Growal, who is from the family, and also came into the studio as well. I wonder if he'd be coming back into the studio for another interview. But let's get back to physics now. We've got Jeet Chahil in the studio with us. Jeet, how are you getting on, mate? All right?
Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad.
How are you enjoying the show?
It's good, it's good. It's really... I like your style.
You like my style? Okay.
I like your style, how you do it. It's nice and homely.
Punjabi style, yeah.
Yeah, kardi gal hai.
Okay, my head's getting a bit too big. I'll be careful. I won't get out of the door otherwise.
Your headphones are going to fall off.
Yeah. So what you currently listening to yourself, whether it's on your iPod or whether it's in your car?
I'm listening to a lot of. I normally tend to stick the radio on if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
And I just switch through radio stations. You know, I listen to Asia Network, Radio 1. Yeah. Now I listen. Well, now I will be listening to Radio Cardiff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I listen to a lot of Classic FM.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Classic FM. I don't really because as a Bhangra artist, my sort of a lot of my time now is taken up with Bhangra music. I don't really listen to too much. Yeah, I might, if there's a new release coming out, I might take a look at it and see, you know, see how it's going on.
Okay.
But mainly I try and listen to more sort of mainstream stuff, and Classic FM just keeps me in check when I'm in the car or something.
Okay.
Yeah. At home, music wise, yeah, we'll just stick whatever's on the iPad. You know, sometimes you might have a time when you want to listen to some old tunes.
Okay.
Yeah. Back in the day, Bhangra.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I listen to a bit of U2.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So quite a wide variety.
Yeah, variety of what YouTube, bit of Michael Jackson. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you also mentioned you've been a backing vocalist for Shin in DCS. How did that come about then?
Basically, like I told you earlier, I really wanted to be in the band DCS, and you know, I kept at him. You know, when we used to go to gigs, when I was at uni, we'd always go to wherever they were performing, and I think he saw that you know I wasn't messing around, I was being serious, and then one day he was performing at a wedding, and I just went and asked him the question. I said, you know, I'm doing my dissertation at uni on the Bhangra industry. Do you mind if I come along for 2 or 3 weeks just to get a bit of practical knowledge, you know, as a roadie?
Okay.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 weeks turned into 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, if you really want something, you got to ask for it.
Definitely.
And you know, and if you really want something, you will get it. Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to be a Bhangra artist, and now I am. You know, I'm doing what I really love doing, and that's making songs and playing them. You know, letting the listeners listen to them and enjoy them.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that's quite an amazing thing to be on gigs with Shin DCS, the legend himself. Okay, so we're going to gigs. Where would you say was your best gig or your favourite gig?
The ones that we did abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes we did quite a few gigs in Europe. Yeah, and we did a gig in Switzerland once. Yeah.
Okay.
And the crowd, there must have been about 2,000 people there. In the crowd, it was a festival, and there was not one single Asian person there.
Okay.
And they were rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had such an encore afterwards. Yeah, basically we had to come back on and perform again. A couple of tracks. It was amazing feeling.
Yeah,
you know,
I can imagine.
We've done all the Mega Millas back in the day, you know, at the NEC and stuff, but nothing compared to that. It was just an awesome feeling, you know. And like I said, not one Asian person there. These Swiss people were just dancing to Bhangra, and they were just loving it, loving it.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question: where would you say was your worst gig, or where something has gone wrong?
Something. To be honest with you, not really had many gigs that have gone wrong, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
Because when you're with a band like DCS, nothing really sort of went wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they are professional. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, so nothing ever went wrong. It was just professional, apart from the sound going off once or twice, but that's not really anything major. That's just part of sound, isn't it?
Okay.
So yeah, that's.
So no major mishaps, and I'm happy to hear that, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Okay, so when you do get spare time, you know, obviously you're going to be very busy over the next coming months as well.
Yeah.
When you do get spare time, what do you do yourself to relax or to chill out?
To be honest with you, it's actually finding the time for spare time. Yeah. Like I said, I listen to a lot. I listen to music at home. A lot of my time now is taken up with my practice, trying to better my vocals for my next projects. We've just set up a live band.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. So again, there's one of my evenings in the week gone to rehearsing live.
Okay.
And that's something that's really, it's got, you know, it's taken me back to my DCS days. Because now all of a sudden I'm not just able to offer people to come down and do a PA for 3 or 4 tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, I can actually offer a live performance.
Okay.
Yeah, with my band. And to be honest with you, we're gelling quite well. And we've sussed out all my tracks.
Yeah.
And we're starting to do a couple of covers. So a lot of time is taken up with that. It's really, music is taking up a lot of my time. And I think with every release I'm doing, every track I'm releasing, it just seems to get busier.
Okay.
And you know, we've got a couple of gigs. I've done a couple of gigs this month already. Got a couple more coming up, and then we're starting to push on the gig side, especially now we've got a live setup.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And with the band that you've got at the moment, how many people in the band?
At the moment, we've got 6 people.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 1 or 2 elements missing, but that when you start a band off, that's always the case.
Okay.
Yeah. But luckily, the couple of musicians that are missing is very easy to pick up session. You know, like because I've got so many contacts from the live scene.
Okay.
You know, I've already spoke to a few people. They said, look, anytime you need us, if we're free, we'll come and do the session for you.
Oh, that's good.
So you know, that's what I'm saying. We've got the live thing all set up. But we've got all the beat section, rhythm sections all sorted.
Okay.
Yeah, so which is good. And you know, Astarji plays Budja at the moment on the thingy, but it's all coming together nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that you're keeping your next track quite a secret, keeping quite close to you. Could you tell me what is like a 5-year plan for you, or what have you got planned for the future?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the plans for the future. Let me sort of talk about the near future.
Okay, yeah.
The near future is basically just to release a couple, maybe 2 or 3 more singles.
Okay.
Because I think vocally, I want to test myself a bit further.
Okay.
And I'm still developing vocally, but you know what? I'm at a stage now where I can confidently sing. Go into a studio and sing a Bhangra track, and the music could be done to it. So maybe mess around with a couple more different styles. Okay. Yeah, and then come on 2014, because that'll be my 3rd year.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be my 3rd year. 2000. Yeah, 3rd year. So maybe look at working on an album.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
But definitely get more live gigs in.
Yeah.
Start getting people to see who Jeet Chahil really is and what he can do on stage.
Yeah, I think when you perform live in front of an audience, it's totally different to what they perceive out on a screen, really.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, you know, it's I think that's an ultimate.
Tracks that you would have covered with him?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But you know what? It just shows his vocal capacity, and it's just in and out DCS. You know the style. If you're a DCS fan, you know that's a DCS track when it starts.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, when you hear his vocals straight away, his voice is so distinct, so unique.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah. And we got your track coming up next. You want to introduce it?
Wicked, yeah. Hey guys, I'm Jeet Chahil, and you're about to listen to Game Sardari featuring Kabul Tharu, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
For the best in Bhangra, tune in to Desi Beats on Radio Cardiff.
ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵੀ ਚੰਡੇ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਦੇ ਗੱਡੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵੀ ਚੰਡੇ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਦੇ ਗੱਡੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਦੇਖ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਨੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਅੱਡੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਨੀ ਪੈਂਦਾ 1.25 ਲੱਖ ਤੇ ਭਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਟਰਾਲੇ ਨੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਦਿਲ ਨਾਲ ਖਰਚੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਟਰਾਲੇ ਨੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਦਿਲ ਨਾਲ ਖਰਚੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਨੀ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਲੰਡਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਖਰਚੇ ਉਹ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮਰਜੀ ਪੁੱਛ ਲੈਣੀ ਕੌਣ ਪੜਵਾਲੀ ਪੁਰੀਆ ਤਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੱਗ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਨੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ ਕਹਿਮ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ
Hanji dosto. Jeet Chahil smashing it each and every time. Do you know what? That's one of the tracks that's definitely going to get me up on the dance floor as well. So tell me a little bit about the video itself. Where was the video actually shot?
The video was shot in my hometown of Kettering.
Okay.
Yeah. So we kept it quite local.
Okay.
And you know, because to be honest with you, it was a relatively simple idea.
Okay.
Yeah. But we were trying to portray the life of a Punjabi banda and the life of sort of Gam Sardari, you know, through, you know, a bit of tongue in cheek.
Okay.
Yeah. And as someone put it to me, which is totally right. Yeah, you sort of kind of have to look at it through fresh eyes.
Okay.
So it was going away from the traditional Bhangra style and breaks and stuff, yeah. And like one of the scenes, you know, there's a bit just after the first chorus, in a bandstand in a park.
That's right, yeah.
I used to play in that bandstand when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm talking when I was like 10, 11 years old. And we used to actually, some of us pretend we were a band.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
not just making it up, really. Like, and I'd always said, if I ever get a chance to do a video in that bandstand, in that park, I'll do it, because it bring back sentimental value.
It is, yeah. You've got a link for the childhood.
Very emotional, and you know what? It's just really. I thought I've never ever done a video. It's my 5th video. I haven't done a video in my hometown.
Okay.
I've always gone out of town
to do the video.
To do it, yeah. So I thought, yeah, let's do it here. Just Sardari wale gana karna hai na. फिर अपने टाउन ची करते हैं.
Of course.
है ना?
Okay.
You know, why not? So yeah.
So where did you get the inspiration for the track itself, for Gam Sardari?
Yeah, you know, when we sat down with Dari Banwalipuria, who wrote the song.
Okay.
Yeah. I said to him, I goes, buddy, Gana chahida na, that on the chorus, people can lift their arms up in the air and shout into the air.
Okay.
Some kind of words, but it has to be a kind of chakma Gana, yeah, based around that Punjabis and Bande Appa, you know, all this, but not too kind of militant and, you know, not going towards the, you know, the true folk way.
Okay.
To keep it quite modern in the same. Hence the lyrics, Obama, White House, yeah, London, Vichvi, all this kind of stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Right. And he hit the nail on the head when he came back with that. He goes, you know what, Sanu hartha mameni karne salama, yeah. And you know what, and you can, you know, you just envisaged, right, when he was telling you the lyrics, lifting your arms up in the air and going, Kam Sardari, karne salama, yeah. And yeah, so. And that just brought on the inspiration to work out the melody.
Okay. To
that kind of, you know, keep the melody quite, you know, upbeat. Yeah. And a raw sound.
That's what I found about it. Even though it was almost like kind of obviously a battle traditional subject, but the beat and the vibe was very fresh. It is a Desi
track. Don't get me wrong. It's a Desi track with, you know, instead of naming our song from the English language, we just put the English lyrics into the song,
into the track,
and kept the name of the track a traditional track, traditional name, Desi name.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were at one stage looking to call it Obama.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, Obama, yeah? Hang on a second. But I'm not joking, we seriously considered it, but then I thought, no chance, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we kept Game Sardari, but then because we knew there was English, you know, Western lyrics in the track anyway.
Okay.
I think he's a fantastic lyricist, you know, and that's clever to come up with the way he did "La ke sade guruan di photo rakhda kare Obama." You know,
is that true?
It's, you know what, it's all hearsay, and you know, there was a bit of a spoof on the internet. I think last year or the year before, where there's a photo of President Obama in his main office signing a document, and there's a picture of Guru Gobind Singh Ji at the back. Okay. Someone's photoshopped it in. We know that. Right. And it's been proven, yeah? Okay. But what we're trying to say is, see, about President Obama, right, because I looked up on this, you know, when he gave me the lyrics, I did some research on it. See, the White House has allowed, since 2011, for Gurpurab celebrations to be held within their offices. Okay. So for Guru Nanak's birthday, yeah? Okay. So I thought, well, if they're celebrating the birth of one of our gods, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, yeah, surely there's got to be a photo of him that there's on there. It doesn't matter, but they're respecting us and they're allowing us to do that. So we just kept the lyrics in. Okay. You know, and to be honest with you, it's just showing Sardari again, isn't it?
Most definitely, yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. Okay.
You know, and you know, we've come away from Punjab and we've gone all the way around the world to all the hence the flags coming up in the second break. Yeah, because I had some geezer from Singapore said to me, he goes, you know what, he tweeted me, he goes, look, 2 minutes and 16 seconds, I can see the Singapore flag. So there you go, it worked.
Most definitely, most definitely.
And yeah, so just little quirky things like that, I think that make it, you know, yeah. If we didn't put them in, it wouldn't have been the same video.
It wouldn't be the same. No, you are definitely right. It is the video that's also gone hand in hand with that track as well. Yeah. I mean, and people at home can watch the track now as well if you're on www.radiocardiff.org. Especially when you're in the van and you've got a picture of Ashwia Rai behind you. I mean, hopefully she'll be in the next video when she's in the studio next time.
Well, let's see, man. That is to answer it. You know, the 5-year plan. Yeah. Going back to earlier, that is part of the 5-year plan is right to have. And I remember making this plan with a friend of mine sitting on the River Thames back in 2010. Yeah, we were sitting in this bar and we said, you know what, something like Katrina Kaif or, you know, a Bollywood actress of that calibre to appear in one of the videos. Who knows, Harry?
I keep my fingers crossed.
Hopefully I'll
be in a video with a cameo.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay, and going back to one of your previous tracks, which was on heavy rotation here as well, with Gulabi Suit. Where did you get the idea for that track as well?
Gulabi Suit, to be honest, it was written by the lyrics by the late David R. Jussel. Okay. You know, the guy who his name is synonymous with so many hits.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, we produced that track, and you know, it was supposed to be a desi flex. Okay. But keeping a modern kind of twist on it. Okay. Yeah, and to be honest with you, it just did what it said on the tin. I think it's one of those tracks, you know, when I first heard it, I was like, hi, this is just amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think, you know, you have to try and better yourself all the time. So we're lucky. I've got a good portfolio of songs.
Most definitely. And do you know what? I wish we had more time to chat with you, but it's coming towards the end of the show. What I'll do is we'll play one more track and we'll come back and say goodbye to the listeners. And is that okay?
No problem.
Excellent, mate. Okay. This one coming through for you in the background. It's Jeet Hira featuring Miss Pooja, and the track itself is Desi Jat. Dosto, you've been tuned into the Desi Beats show right here on Radio Cardiff with Desi Beats. I'm my main man, Jeet, Chahil. Jeet, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio.
It's been a pleasure being on your show, mate.
Yeah, do you know what? Let me just ask you one last question, because I think that your answer will be quite interesting to this. What was the best advice you were ever given in terms of when it came to the music industry?
I think you've asked me this before, and I want to give you the same answer again. The best advice I ever had, right, I went with one of my tracks to somebody, yeah. I said, look, what do you think? Yeah, it was actually Gulabi Suit, yeah. And the guy turned and said to me, he goes, do you like it? I said, yeah, I do like the track. He goes, well, that's all that matters. If you like it, then the people who are going to listen to it, they'll like it. Yeah, and it's the best advice you can, because you know, if you don't like something, you're not going to release it, are you?
Yeah,
and that's
definitely.
the best advice I can give to anyone is, if you like what you're doing, carry on and just release it.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
because when you actually promote that song, it's going to rub off on everyone else that you love the track, and they'll all, that's half the battle really, because they'll sort of start loving the track as well.
That's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that is the best, simple advice really.
But you are right, that feeling does transmit to somebody. If they can see that you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time, they want a piece of that as well,
exactly.
basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Unfortunately, time is the enemy, and we're going to have to go. But before I let you go, because I know that you're a very busy man, you've got quite a few of the interviews to do as well. Before I let you go, can you just quickly take us through your sort of musical journey of how you arrived here? So maybe even just a couple of quick updates from the tracks that you've released.
Yeah, we'll start back in 2011. Yeah.
Yeah, and work our way to present day.
Yep, no problem.
Sounds good.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah. Okay. We'll start off with Dance. Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it.
From 2011, produced by Dr. Zeus. Here we go. Oh, ਅੱਜ-ਕੱਲ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਨਵਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੀ, ਅੱਜ-ਕੱਲ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਨਵਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੀ, ਜੁੱਤੀ ਛੇਂ ਚ ਤੇਰੀ ਵੱਜਦੀ, ਉਹ ਜੁੱਤੀ ਛੇਂ ਚ ਤੇਰੀ ਵੱਜਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਕੁਵਾਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਕੁਵਾਰੀ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਕੁਵਾਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਕੁਵਾਰੀ, ਕਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲੋਂ ਸੰਗਦੀ ਏ, ਹੋ ਆਜਾ ਡਾਂਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੂੰ ਆਜਾ, ਆਜਾ ਡਾਂਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੂੰ ਆਜਾ, ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਂਸ ਆਪਣਾ ਦਿਖਾ ਜਾ, ਨੀ ਆਜਾ. Hey! Okay, Polika, released in March 2011, and it goes something like this. Ho nami nami chaddi jawani mardi, pehle pehle pyar di nishani mardi, ho nami nami chaddi jawani mardi, pehle pehle pyar di nishani mardi, marda sharabiyan nu dheka mitro, marda sharabiyan nu dheka mitro, ajga nu marda Polika mitro. Aha. Okay, Ik Peg, which was released in July 2012. Here we go. क्यों रखदा फिरे लको के, क्यों रखदा फिरे लको के, तू पा मित्रा खुश हो के, एक पैग दारू दा तू पाके, एक पैग दारू दा, क्यों रखदा फिरे लको के, तू पा मित्रा खुश हो के, एक पैग दारू दा तू पाके, एक पैग दारू दा. And Gulabi Suit, December 2012. हो गल मन ले गुलाबी सूट वाली नी थोड़ा जिहा होर नच ले, हो गल मन ले गुलाबी सूट वाली नी थोड़ा जिहा होर नच ले, हो गल मन ले गुलाबी सूट वाली नी थोड़ा जिहा होर नच ले. Hi! And to present day, Gam Sardari. Yeah, here we go. Gam Sardari. We're going to go for the verse. I'm going to go from this, yeah?
Go for it.
हो सानू हर थामा में नी करन सलामा, करन सलामा, हो सानू हर थामा में नी करन सलामा, करन सलामा, लाके साडे गुरुआं दी फोटो रखदा करे ओबामा, भावें देख लें जाके नी तू मी वाइट हाउस एक वारी वारी वारी, हो साडी जग ते सोहणीए नी कैम सरदारी, कैम सरदारी, हो साडी जग ते सोहणीए नी कैम सरदारी, कैम सरदारी. Hi.
Jeet, you definitely smashed it, mate. What can I say? That was an excellent track, and I'm definitely feeling it.
I think I want to put together a little medley and release it, man.
Yeah, I think you should. That's a good idea. That is. Maybe we can do it.
It's a pleasure doing that. Actually, you know what? It's a pleasure. I enjoyed that.
No problem. And do you know what? Unfortunately, it is time for us to go. But before you go, is a website that we can catch you on as well if you want to follow you?
Yeah, www.jeetchahilmusic.com.
Okay.
Twitter @JeetChahil, Facebook Jeet Chahil Music.
Okay.
You know, I just want to thank everybody for the support. We're getting a lot of good responses, and that's what it's all about. You know what? We want to make the listener enjoy what we're doing.
Most definitely.
And you know what? Buy from iTunes. Please download and support our track from iTunes and all of the leading platforms, because that way, when you legally download it, we can create more fantastic music for you.
Most definitely. And it lets everybody know that how big we actually are.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know what?
Okay.
Just I really appreciate the support.
No problem. I also want to say a big shout out to my boy Deepak Singh for coming in to do the doggy for us today, and also big shouts going out to Manny and Raj at PR That for not just sending me all the wonderful tracks they have been over the last few years, but also for bringing yourself into the studio for us
cool.
as well.
But these guys, PR That, they've done a fantastic job, and like I said, you know what, with their support since later on last year, it's all about working as a team, and you know what, we're all a team. We're here with you. You're part of the team.
That's right.
So that all look mastered.
Excellent.
Yeah,
fantastic. Okay then, party people, that's how we like to end the show. Okay then, peace out from me, and I hope you all have an excellent weekend. We got 1 hour of jazz coming up after me, and after that you got the Dangerous Mouse. Keep it locked right here. It's Desi Beats.
Desi Beats on Radio Cardiff.
देश मेरा है सोना नाले लोग उथों दे सोने ऐदां दे दलेर गबरू हार किते ना होने सारी दुनिया उत्ते जाके नाम जिना कमाए
The sound of the capital city, Radio Cardiff.
Thanks very much to Harry Singh there. More Desi Beats with him next Sunday. Now though,
Radio Cardiff, bringing you the best